super tired. I've been at it for 12 hours today with a whole lot of in-between meetings and appointments. But there's still something that's been pressuring me and on my mind that I've been trying to tackle for the past month. Like January was my month. It was like my deadline month. I said, I've got to get this done before the end of January.
I need help because I want to play ball with my kids before I get too old.
Here's the thing. If you've been following along, and even if you haven't, you can click on the playlist. I'll leave it in the description. But I've been on this craze, this wild obsession for the past few years. Ever since 2016, I started going digital, and I did that very slowly. It's actually taken now 4 to 5 years to make this all happen in various ways.
Pam, it is very complicated. There are a lot of moving parts here.
Sounds complicated.
What I started to do in 2016 is I started like taking physical CDs and DVDs and books and audiobooks, everything that was physical. I started changing a lot of these things into digital. And by the way, check out the other videos in my playlist because I started going digital with audio CDs, like, the CD Walkmans many years ago. But I really started back in 2016 getting this desire to kind of like go digital completely. And I started to do this more and more and more. And then there's another video I did with Living in the Living with Less playlist where I said, hey, these are the 100 things I own. It started off with like over 400 and then I got it down to 100. You can check out that video. I'll actually put a link in the description above here. You can check that out. Okay, well guys, in 2020, I made this goal to say, you know what? I need to clean up my cloud life. And another way would be to put that is I need to clean up my digital life, such as, have you ever been the victim of having multiple free ebooks in your download folder? Is your downloads folder like a junk drawer filled with all kinds of documents? And how about your pictures and your movie files and your document folder and so on and so forth? Well, guys, it seems like I did really well bringing the physical to digital, but then I really started to think about my folders, my files and folders and clouds, and I said, I need to get rid of this junk. I need to clean out my life. So I want to show you just a few tips and tricks that I've been using along the way. It's a lot of that I've shared also in the physical world, but I've also said, okay, how can I reduce and minimize and get rid of some of the things? So I just want to take you into one of my drives, my cloud storages, which is one of my Google Drives. And I even have a few for a few different companies, but I want to take maybe one specifically here where I dive in and kind of just show you some of the things I say. Okay, what am I going to do with this? Am I using it? Am I not using it? All right, so on and so forth. So as we're here in my drive, as you can see, I have about 581 gigabytes of storage with a total of storage of 2 terabytes. Now, guys, before shooting this video, just literally about a month and a half ago, this was at 1.3, maybe 1.4 terabytes. Okay, so 1 terabyte, 1.2, 1.3. I think it was at 1.3. So I was over a terabyte of storage and I was already clocking up towards 2 terabytes. So in a matter of a month, I've already cleared a whole bunch, over 100 gigabytes of files. And a lot of that, I was just like, okay, what am I doing with this? Am I going to use it? So I'm going to show you a little trick that I've used. So I'm going to take the first one on top here, which says website how-to. So I'm going to click in that. And what I'm looking at here is like, okay, when's the last time I opened this? And notice here how it says in 2015. This is a little trick for you. It's a question that you need to ask yourself is simply this. You ask yourself, when will I touch this document in the next 6 months from now? Is this a document I touched in the past 6 months from now? So you want to look at a forward and a past. Okay, so are you going to touch this in the next 6 months? Have you touched it in the past 6 months? That will give you a perspective of if this file is valid to you. Stick around for a second. I'm going to show you something that you might be thinking like sentimental items. Just wait 1 second. So I look at this and I say, well, I haven't opened this in over 5 years. So what is this? What is this taking up space and what is it? So I'm going to just open it and I'm going to say, okay, look. How to post to categories. I don't even really know what this is about, by the way. So I'm just gonna take a brief look, and what I see here posting, it might be a blog. Okay, and I see WordPress. So unfortunately, WordPress doesn't really work this way. Okay, so it looks like there is 3 pages of this stuff. Now, because this is software and it has to do with WordPress, and it looks like steps on how to do something, this has probably changed in the past 5 years because of technology moves so quickly. So guess what I'm gonna do? Delete it. I don't need that file. Now I'm gonna jump in here, video how-tos. I'm not really sure what this is. Okay, video how-tos, well, it looks like this is from one of my previous companies. And it looks like a video file of us doing a walkthrough of how to do something. Now, I know WordPress is still what's similar to this, by the way. There's still a lot of the same old with WordPress. Meaning like the dashboard. Obviously, some things have changed if you have plugins and widgets and themes and all that, but it looks pretty much the same. So this would be something I'd say, you know what am I going to do with this? And what is this really all about? So as I see here, I have, I guess some steps. Oh, I exactly remember. No, I know what this is. Exactly. I remember this. This was like a step-by-step guide from a theme that I bought for one of our clients. That's what it is. However, this theme, I don't even know if it's still in existence. Regardless, I already know the decision is I don't need it. That's in the past. Done. Get rid of it. You see that? Now, I want to take something a little bit more deeper. I'm going to go into videos, right? So this might be a little bit more personable, right? It might be a little bit more like, hey, this could be a little bit more sentimental. I'm going to go into planes, and I'm going to click a video here and see what's here. Okay, so this is me taking a 44-second recording on an airplane. Now, I personally love airplanes. I like to film and take pictures every time I go. I really like this because the rain and the sun and all that. So obviously you can see here, I have a bunch of different videos. Let's see what else is here. Look, it's another plane, obviously, KLM. I wouldn't mind holding on to this. So I'm going to table it for later. Okay, maybe I want to spend a little bit more time on this. Maybe it's a little sentimental. Not too sure what I want to do with it yet. That's okay. I'm just going to table it for later. Okay, let's say family videos. Okay, so now a little bit more sentimental. Nathan, what's this about? All right, look at this. These are things I'm not going to get rid of. Even though if you look at the dates, look, 2018, 2019, but look, these are like very specific family videos. So I'm going to open up SeaWorld from probably 1989, right? And gosh, there I am a little bit in SeaWorld. And you can see this is like old VHS footage that has been converted to digital. So by the way, I told you how I converted even physical VHSs to digital format. That's exactly what you're seeing right here. I will put a link in the description to the same service that I use to do this. Now, of course, not all the videos are going to look kind of like this. They will vary. As you can see, the picture quality gets a little better there. But what I did a few years ago was I converted, I believe it was 2017, I converted all VHSs to digital format so I could host them in a cloud. I did the same thing with audio cassettes, if you guys remember those. I did the same thing. And then what I did was I labeled them all. So I labeled them all here, and those are not going to go anywhere, obviously. I want to keep those in my cloud. I wanted just to share with you those tips to help you make some simple decisions and some simple questions that you can ask yourself. In the description below, I will post all the links that I just recently mentioned, but I'm also going to post some key questions. They're going to help you decide what to keep and what to get rid of. This is going to drastically help you reduce any of the items that you maybe have or contemplating. Sometimes you might have to come back to your folders and files or any stuff, even if it's physical stuff. You might have to come back to it and ask yourself some questions and say, am I going to use this? Am I getting value out of it? Is it sentimental, or is it just something I'm holding on to for some odd reason? Think about those things. They're hard questions to ask, but the more you ask yourself the questions, the more you'll be able to let go and the more free you'll be able to become.
This is emotionally magnificent.
If you have started this journey yourself, or you're even interested in living with less and you enjoy this lifestyle, or then like this video. Or if you have questions or comments and maybe you're doing this journey yourself, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to know if you're doing this journey as well. And I'll see you in the next video.